Namaste to all. Uh, Yesterday I did what is that? Right nostril breathing, and later on I found out that camera and me, we didn't go together. So what happened? I told right nostril breathing, but actually when you see me, it was showing you this one as my left. Now I thought of rectifying, and those who followed me yesterday and really want to practice this one, which is yoga, and a very easy practice for a weight loss. And so if you are having obesity problem and you want to lose some weight, so this is the practice, which is a very painless and what can I say, as I said, painless and easy way, but it is very disciplined way of doing. If you do not do it regularly, you may not get any result. And it is having a kind of a formula, which is 27 rounds of um, right nostril breathing, and 4 times in a day. What are the times? As I yesterday already mentioned, that can be practiced any time that suits you, but preferably before your breakfast, lunch, or if you are having kind of a brunch, then afternoon meal. So make sure you do it before, maybe 10 to 15 minutes or half an hour before this food, or you can do it like morning, and then before lunch. If you're having a early lunch, then in the afternoon, late afternoon, and before you go to bed. So if you do this practice this way, and every day, maybe minimum 3 to 6 months. For example, you are carrying this fat and weight for years, and it should not go all of a sudden, like it's not healthy to lose all of a sudden. And the way you built these fats over years, it should go down in the same way. So let's I'm going to just kind of revise this practice. So this is my right hand now. So what we do, we adapt Nasika Mudra, which is putting your index finger and middle finger to the root of your thumb, and using tip of your ring finger and tip of thumb. So what we do, keep it in front of your face, and close your left nostril. Take a deep breath with your right nostril. Then close right nostril and hold as long as possible, which is Kevala Kumbhaka, or holding the breath, retention of breath. Then gently exhale through left. Then close left, again inhale through right. Close both the nostrils. Exhale through left. You can count in your other hands. Third round, inhale through right. Hold. Exhale through left. Fourth round, inhale through right. Hold. Exhale. Fifth round. Sixth round. So this way, if you want to practice, you can join with me. I'm going to do my 7th round of right nostril breathing, which is for weight loss. Eighth round. Nine. 10th round. So likewise, you can do up to 27. Every time you start doing, make sure you do 27 rounds. And next practice is, as I told yesterday, you can practice Kapalabhati as well, which you can lose weight just sitting at home, doing not much difficult practices. But one thing is, one contraindications for this practice, both Kapalabhati and this right nostril breathing, which is Surya Vedana, is if you are having kind of a high blood pressure or any kind of heart conditions, try to avoid it or do it very slowly. But high blood pressure, try not to take any risk, because there are other things in yoga you can practice and still you can gain some benefit in losing your weight from those practices. Maybe try to understand the mechanism is everything is stress. So when you understand the root cause, which is stress, then try to start from Nadi Suddhi, relax your body from inside, balance this sympathetic and parasympathetic this nervous system, allow your body slow down this sympathetic arousal, which is cause of all the disease, allow it to be come back to normalcy, so that when you breathe in both nostril equally, which is known as rhythmic breathing as well, then slowly you find all other diseases, all other conditions are also coming down, and you will have a balance in the hormonal secretion as well. So that way, first start with Nadi Suddhi, then you can slowly do Kapalbhati or this practice, or maybe you can do some very loosening practices. It's all about moving the muscles and stimulating them, so coming out of that rigidity, and slowly you find that easiness while moving, and doing practices, and slowly we will build those flexibility and your stamina, so that you can grow more and more this yoga practice. In yoga we do not reach anywhere. Yoga is a abhyasa, which is a practice, and you need regular practice. That's how you get result. And maintaining regularity is the only way to get anything you want to achieve. And taking yoga into life, not to just watch what am I saying here, but take any one thing and try to practice it in your life. And I think any disease you have, you can really get rid of it, get benefits. Slowly you will feel the difference in your life. So take yoga into your life, help others, help yourself. I know that everybody needs yoga somehow in some some part of in their life, because we all are kind of diseased. If we take the definition of World Health Organization, which says not only physically but mentally and emotionally, as well as one step further, which is spiritually. So let's understand this mechanism. Start with physically, because why physically? Because we think we are body. We think why? Because of this is a practical. We have a body, and we express ourselves and we do everything to take care of this body, protecting the skin, protecting ourselves from the sun, rain, from winter, like, and grooming this body. Like for example, like if girls, we take care of so many ways, starting from our eyebrows to hair to dress, everything. And men normally do not care, but still everything we see is just this body, and that's how we should take care of this body. When we get disease, for example, when we meet some accident, then we understand, oh my god, how important it's to keep this body healthy and capable of doing things. And then we feel that, oh, we are so blessed to have a normal body. Or for example, when we have extreme heart condition, and sometimes we get brain stroke, and what happens, we get paralyzed, then we understand, oh my god, I got a disease condition. So why not prevent our body and be mindful, being very careful with our body, being gentle, being humble to ourselves, and taking care of the body. Next is emotion. So emotion is a range of things, like we are happy, we are in kind of a grief, we are angry, or we are depressed, or we have so many different emotions, right? So emotionally being strong is very, very important. So now there is a new kind of a trend which is known as emotional intelligence, which is very much required in kind of a corporate organization. People must be working in in companies where in my PhD also I worked on this particular topic, emotional intelligence. Previously we all wanted to be kind of IQ, which is this intelligence. Sorry, your what is IQ? Emotional intelligence. Then something to do with how intelligent, how logical you are, how quickly you can fix the problem. That was our IQ to EQ. Now this EQ has four mainly, different scientists, different psychologists divided in different way, but mainly there are four ways which I worked on: understanding your own emotions, then understanding others emotions. And when you understand your own emotion, you can manage your emotion. Then when you understand others emotions, you can manage their emotions. So now being emotionally strong is again equally important being physically strong. Then when we understand physically, mentally, emotionally, then we can think of one stage higher, which is being spiritually strong. Because I will give you one example. For example, the hierarchy, and we have food and we take care of this body. Then we think of like having social security, we get food, bank balance, everything. Then sometimes when we sit, we think that something is missing in our life, and we miss some connections. Then we close our eyes, or we go to a church or a temple or mosque, anywhere, and we find a kind of a connection, a kind of peaceful mind, a blissful state. Then we realize that I need something else. I am not happy or earning money and increasing my bank balance, or everything we do is just like feeding this body. Then we need that food for mind, which is piling of intellectual thing. I know, like for example, IS officers, like they know everything. It's like everybody has that current affairs, general knowledge field. Then when we ask about spirituality, they think like which is not important, and we do not give importance to that. But maybe when we talk about yoga, it's taking everything together. That is how this WHO definition has included spiritual health as well. So how do we I mean go straight to spirituality is to ask few questions to ourselves. For example, why am I here? That's what I often ask to myself. Where did I come from? And there was a time I actually could not sleep thinking about that I'm going to die. That was a question when I was a kid. I remember in the class 5 or 6 when I saw people dying. I was like, I could not sleep. My eyes were wide open and I keep on continuously thinking, I have to die, then my parents will die, this will die. I just could not take this dying phenomenon at all. But now when I understand more, then when we read Gita and we see, then I accept it a little, in a different way, that death and birth is a natural phenomena and all. So, so from this birth to death, what we do and why we do and how we do. So that attitude behind, and we can just understand in a way like the spirituality when we surrender ourselves. So that's what we do. When I said we feel that peace of mind in a temple just without doing anything, the moment we enter in, we have a different feeling, we find a different mindset altogether because of that spiritual connection, where you are not connected. It's not the idol, it's not that beautiful temple or the kind of ritual things that makes you in a peace, but you leave all your worries, all your burden in the doorstep of the temple. Then the moment you enter into the temple, what happens, you connect to yourself instantly, and that's where we got or we get that a blissful state. And we when we come out from temple, we find a clarity of mind, and we feel that, as if we are happy, and that happiness doesn't need any cause, any reason. We are happy without any expectations, or without actually gaining anything. But that real happiness comes in losing. So losing of what? Losing our worries, losing our ego, losing this kind of thinking or understanding, or identifying ourselves only with this body, or thinking that we are mind. Just because I think somewhere, that's what I think I'm mind, or then I see my body and I am this body. So we come out of this body and mind level, and we go one more higher step, which is the spiritual part of it. And that's how we find ourselves, and that's how we feel so complete. So that's how we need to take care of our health completely. So being spiritually healthy as well as physically healthy. For physical, we can actually adapt yoga, because we go to doctor. You must have heard this many times, and everybody is saying this thing, but it's really good to again for exercise of your brain, or maybe just brush up once again. We go to doctor if we get any symptom. When we have any disease, we go to a doctor. But can we take care much before? Because when you go to doctor, you say the symptoms, you do not say the root cause. Maybe the root cause is something else. And you take any disease, as I always say, every cause, the cause of every disease is this imbalance, emotional imbalance, which we name anxiety, stress, depression, tensions, anything. So these are the terms. When you say that people take medicines for depressions, for stress, but those medicines also lead to something else. So it's just the time in yoga, what we do, we automatically connect ourselves and switch off everything. So let's understand this and try to adopt yoga in our life to be healthy, to be happy, and to be connected to that spirituality and to our real self. So thank you so much for watching. I could not say hello and hi to anyone, but namaste to all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me. And of course, I will take any questions. If you have, you can leave the comments. Thanks for being with me. Do practice Kapalbhati and do practice right nostril breathing for weight loss. That's what was the video was about, and a little knowledge which is all connected. Thanks.